you're talking about youth. Matt was officer friendly at Hayden Heights when my son was in 4th grade. And my son wanted to be a policeman.
Give us your education.
I'm a Johnson High School grad. That's my high school sweetheart right there.
All right.
She makes some claim on this that she had it figured out in 8th grade at Hazel Park. And then I went on from there. I graduated with a bachelor's degree from Northwestern College in Roseville. Was teaching there and had been doing some of the officer-friendly stuff earlier, and really enjoyed my time in the classroom. It was about 5-6 years on the job, and being able to get out of the classroom and doing some teaching, I'm like, wow, it was a bit of a challenge getting doing my student teaching. But I worked the afternoon shift. I worked from 6 at night till 4 in the morning as a supervisor, as a patrol supervisor here over in the Eastern District, and I actually was over at Farnsworth. With actually John Wall. I was probably the only student that he ever took as a student teacher, but I had been a dare officer with him, so I appealed to him. I said, John, would you mind taking me under your wings? Being around those kids really put some air into those sails, because as a police officer, what you don't realize is that when you're going to calls, you go to a call in a neighborhood like this and you're driving by 100 houses, but the house you go to has got problems. And so you think, I know not everybody has problems, but every house I go to as a cop has problems. Well, when I started teaching, I'm seeing all these kids, and we're starting to build relationships, and I just loved that teaching time, so much so that I ended up going back to St. Thomas, and I got my master's in curriculum and instruction in elementary ed. So I'm just a frustrated elementary school teacher. And through that teaching time, some other opportunities actually didn't present themselves at the police department. I thought, maybe this teaching thing is where I belong, and you know how that is. You get a couple letters after your last name, and it gives you the additional opportunity to instruct. And so that's where I ended up getting accepted into the program at Hamlin, and pursued my doctorate there. Completed my doctorate in public administration in 2003 at the time. But I really enjoyed the team spirit that was at the police department, that sense of community, and the professionalism that was already displayed there. And so I ended up making it into the academy, and I held various ranks all the way up to assistant chief. I was the assistant chief of patrol, and then the RNC came along, and the chief put me in charge of that operation, and I'm currently the assistant chief of Homeland Security and Administration, and been running that division. So we've got 3 divisions, and I run that.